Hello everyone, and welcome to my Y&R American TV show official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Editors individually selected all goods and services displayed, but soaps.com might get a commission on orders made through its retail connections, and the store might get some auditable records for accounting needs. Maria tells Nick at Crimson Lights that looking over Sharon's medicines seems strange. He emphasizes that unless they have answers, they cannot help. Maria wants to know where she was headed when she left. Nick refutes. Maria will need to be fast then. She is on her medicines and hopes they are mistaken. Maria leaves, then Phyllis walks in. She informs Nick his ex-wife is spiraling out of control. Running down the scene with Sharon in the club is Phyllis. She kept her calm, knowing Sharon had problems right now, even though she shielded her family. Nick's happy she skipped full Phyllis on her. Phyllis feels something about Sharon has to be done. Looking at something on a phone at Daniel's house, he phones Lucy. "Can you get out here please?" She shows there at last, and he tells her they should chat. "I have to look at your phone." Lucy picks it over. After checking it, Daniel says, "Airplane mode?" Indeed, there was a reason they put the tracking app on her phone. He flips it back and cautions her from changing it once more. "Where's Mom?" Lucy queries. She is discussing a situation that might result in a job with a coworker. He must also leave and begs Lucy to promise she would remain put. Lucy huffs down and settles in. Daniel tells her to complete her letter to Faith and will consider it a yes. "I will be back not too far off." Once he leaves, Lucy calls Faith. She begs not to hang up. Things have grown so strange, they have to communicate before they go much worse. In the park, Faith says she's not sure what else to say. Not seeing each other could be just perfect. Lucy contends that it is not. She made a mistake, but nothing negative really transpired. Faith emphasizes that things might have been far worse. They were really lucky. Lucy argues that they are okay. She pledges it will be the only favor she ever asks and wants to meet without their parents. Faith shows up at Daniel's house and tells Lucy she only has 1 minute. Lucy is delighted she turned up. Faith says their parents help them sort things out and finds she is still grounded. She guesses calling her there violates policy. Lucy claims her parents treat her like some sort of criminal. She shouts that she have no life and recounts her penalties. "And it's still not enough for your mom." She tells Faith her mother is obsessing and making things considerably worse. Arriving at Sharon's, Maria yells out, "Mom, are you here?" She gets no reply, so starts looking for the medications. Sharon questions her as she is crossing the living room. "What are you doing here?" Maria says she visited Faith to borrow a jewelry. Sharon remembers she was headed to the office. Maria had early lunch. "How are you, Mum?" she asks. Sharon snaps, saying she will feel better after drinking some tea. Maria waits to check her purse until she gets in the kitchen. She comes upon an ibuprofen bottle. Sharon shows up in the living room and apologies for earlier giving Maria the 3rd degree. Maria notes she seems on alert. Sharon complains she ran into Phyllis and Heather after that brat Lucy approached her at the coffee shop. She cannot avoid their family and their justification. Faith nearly lost her life on this one. Faith seems good, according to Maria. She volunteers to remain and chat. Sharon wants Maria to go run company business. She needs a nap. Maria searches the chair for a teddy bear while grabbing her keys. Sharon says Faith was a gift. Maria leaves. Sharon strolls over to place the bear on a table, then settles on the sofa with a blanket and closes her eyes. Cameron emerges. "Nicely done." Sharon reasoned as so. She is aware of the extent of the risk endangering her family. Joining her on the sofa, Cameron assures her she is so near to obtaining the serenity and closure she has been deprived of for years. "The life you never should have lost," marks the end of her agony and uncertainty, and the start of the life she is due. Once you will be home. Nick's house. Home for your family as well. Sharon shuts her eyes. Nick tells Phyllis at Crimson Lights that Sharon is being sorted out. She need not be bothered about it. Given Phyllis is following her family, she has concerns about it. Nick says he was present when Sharon visited Lucy. Daniel followed Lucy out after trying to step in, and she became irate. Lucy's a young girl, adds Phyllis. Nick spoke with Sharon and agreed she crossed the line. Phyllis believes this is outside the conversational range. It really is. You should give her some thought about being sent to Fairview. Nick wants Phyllis to try and realize that this crash set off events for Sharon regarding Cassie. According to Phyllis, she seems to have not been able to move on. She should not be bashing her son and his family continuously. That is knowledge that Nick possesses. They are working through her prescriptions. Phyllis believes it should have been done by now and goes beyond a mere drug issue. Quite honestly, she seems dangerous. Nick objects, saying, "Phyllis, come on." Phyllis insists that her conversational style was not like that of the Sharon she knows. Venue was venom. It was frightening. I do not fear readily. I detest her hitting my son. Should he not act on it, she will. She stalks out the door with it. Lucy shares her run-in with her mother in Crimson Lights with Faith at Daniel's house. She informed her she is hungry and poor, that she does not want to be her friend. It was really embarrassing. Faith feels sorry she's offended, but talking to her mother is useless. She's not mistaken. She is disturbed about what transpired or what might have. Lucy should let go, she believes. Actually, you are the one who needs to let go, Faith says. Lucy insists she is moving past the accident. Faith challenges that she should let go of, that is, her pals. Lucy says they really are connected. Faith raises her drinking since she believes they gave it a try. That is unhealthy. Is it a justification? Lucy wonders. Faith is underlined. She wants her to be content and advises her to see a professional. Lucy stares. Why is everyone turning this into far more than it is? Experience tells Faith how serious this may have been. She needs assistance to sort this out. Lucy believes Sharon now has reached her. Faith answers, "This is all me, Lucy. Tell her to leave." Lucy advises she most likely has real friends waiting on her. Faith promises Lucy she will get through this while grabbing her purse. She will run across friends her own age. "Promise me you won't hit up your parents' liquor cabinet because you're upset, okay?" When Phyllis sees Summer at the club, she tells her that Sharon openly embarrassed Lucy. Whose is that? She is absolutely out of control. That minor incident was just more of the same. Summer understands why Sharon is unhappy. Lucy is being punished for it. Phyllis does too. Sharon does not need to create scenarios all throughout town. Summer finds out about the scene in the club involving Heather and her earlier years. Phyllis warns Sharon will have to cope with penalties should she visit her relatives. Nobody understands better than Sharon what extreme she can get. She is out of control. Summer claims she developed mental illness after Sharon changed her DNA test. She is on medicine now after being diagnosed. Phyllis claims right now she is not particularly balanced. Arriving, Daniel advises his mother she should keep her distance from Sharon. Phyllis starts, "Oh no. Don't oh no, me," Daniel says, interrupting, "Not your struggle is this one." Dreams of Nick bending over and kissing her awake as she slumber abound at Sharon's house. "She looks gorgeous and tranquil," he says. One could not resist. Sharon sits up and they start to make out. They halt and Nick reports that the old spark still exists. "We still got it, little one." They had to get going or else they will be late. He wants to take her upstairs and show it. "I was sure Cassie would be here, and I was hoping you would be ready by now, instead of laying around." Sharon replies, "You mean Maria." When Cassie shows up at the door, she exclaims, "No, Mother." For me, he means. Sharon bursts out saying Cassie is all grown up. Cassie reports having been for some time now. Sharon is curious about her in every sense. Cassie claims to be a veterinarian dating Nick's preferred minor league baseball player. She makes reference to Sharon and Nick's storybook marriage spanning a million years. Sharon fingers the ring on her finger. Cassie says they have to get ready for the Romolotti concert. The Daniel Romolotti Memorial Pavilion. Nick asks Faith at Crimson Lights whether she is experiencing anything, including headaches. Roll her eyes and reply, "Only Lucy." She tells him she talked to her and made it quite evident they would never be friends the way she would like. She also advised she discuss her drinking and problems with a specialist. Nick thinks she did the right thing. They find themselves chatting about Sharon. Both of them are really concerned about her. Phyllis objects that Sharon approached Heather right there. She could have turned away, according to Daniel. She absolutely has to do from now on exactly this. Phyllis never will not defend her family. Daniel values this, but they have to sort things out before it becomes more out of control. Me, Lucy, and Heather. He is pleading with Phyllis to miss one. Summer promises him everything will come around. He needs to go to a job interview. Summer wonders if her mother will really back off as he leaves. According to Phyllis, Daniel is not seeing things clearly and cannot view the circumstances as she can. Summer advises she could attempt and obtain a job as well. Phyllis probes her about what is happening. Summer brings both good and unpleasant news. Which one do you want to hear first? Phyllis is looking forward the wonderful news. Summer tells Phyllis she and Kyle signed a custody agreement. Phyllis says that's fantastic news and wonders whether she would even want to hear the negative news. Summer suggests Chance should leave Abbott chancellor. Phyllis finds it shocking. Summer says he disagreed with working with Billy, who fired Lily on a power trip. Well, I wonder what's going to happen to Abbott chancellor now, wonders Phyllis. Faith and Nick at Crimson Lights go over Sharon, leaving on Lucy. She is sure she is defending Faith. Like she couldn't protect Cassie. Faith muses. Nick is hoping Maria will find some solutions. She walks in just that moment. They advise Faith that Sharon might be off her medicines. Maria says she is honest and finds them in her medicine cabinet. She's taking her meds. Nick still feels something is wrong with the way she is treating Lucy and Daniel, as well as with Cameron, and the nightmares about him. They all agree she appears worn out most of the day. Nick probes whether the new medications are the cause. Maria notes that their kicks-in sometimes take weeks. Nick says they have not weeks to sort this out. Sharon's house is still her dreamland. She learns from Nick and Cassie that Daniel passed away from drinking at a party. Though she finds this depressing, Sharon is relieved Cassie is fine. Nick and Cassie vanishes all of a sudden. Sharon shouts for them to return. Shaking awake, Sharon informs Cameron, who is seated on the sofa, about her experience. It was a lie, Cameron maintains. How did you know? Sharon asks. Cameron remarks, I am you. I experience exactly what you experience. He is only somewhat more honest. He notes her delight in the dream. Up until Daniel Romolotti chose to become drunk, it was all she had always desired. My life would have been so different and so much better if Cassie and Daniel hadn't crossed paths that night, Sharon says. And what's that tell you? Cameron asks. That Daniel ought to have died in that car accident, Sharon says. Cameron shakes his head. Then on the young and the restless. Victoria and Lily have a furious argument. Jack promises Diane. Victor discovers Audra going rouge. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comment below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I will see you guys next time.